Right, okay, yeah. So I'm glad I didn't get into any of that, right? But so basically, is I split like you see me profile the week and the
Mhm.
sessions of the day. I profiled it hourly like that as well. So this is what I started doing. So what if you can break down the 1 hour bar, it's four 15-minute bars, right?
Mhm.
So basically, what happens is if you can imagine, if the 1 hour comes up, then the 15 minute is just a fresh liquidity pool, right? So, and what I also started doing is what is Asia? What is Asia towards the day? It, within the day, it's Q1, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the so and as well as we use Q1 as the range of the week, so uh, it's the same as the Monday's price action, right? So Monday is the range for the week. uh, Asia is the range for the day, right? So I put this theory into the 1 hour, right? And I started using kind of mapping the profile on the 15 minute. So basically, if the first candle expands, we'll go when we get some price action. We'll go through it, but basically that's what I've been doing. So when you're saying to me the other day, and I was like, I didn't want to overcomplicate the plot, but I don't think I can teach you what I want to teach you without you knowing it. Do you know what I mean? So I've got to teach you it straight away. So now you know what I'm looking for, and then I can explain it a bit better as we move forward in the next few weeks. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's play price. Large range day on Friday. I didn't trade Monday. I was working maybe. Yeah, I think I was working. I was doing something else, but let's play price anyway. Um, okay, so we've got a daily here. We've got a daily. We can start looking for shorts. It's 7 a.m. That's that 7 a.m. range. Yes, I think we can look for something in mark the high. You know what we're doing because we've done it before. Okay, we've got a daily, large range move. We've wicked above. Okay, let's go to M1. Let's see if price gives us an entry here. You know what we want to see when we enter as well. M1 above, I think. Let's play price. Let's see if we can get something. Price just moves down. That's a good, and also that's a good indication of what price is doing. If the initial price and the next few, like say we open up and then we take the high, that's gold for us. You know, because
Mhm.
because price is going to, it's more likely to play out. Let's put what's happening here. Okay, we still haven't taken the high. We're moving into that time zone. Okay, so at this point, I'm then looking at the 15 minute. And what I mean by that is, I would go out to the 15 minute. This becomes a. I didn't mean for that to happen, but this actually becomes a fresh liquidity pool. The first quarter. So you can see here on my thing, I've got the 15. So I actually start marking out these highs. Yes, the 1 hour is more is do you know what I mean? Holds more weight. Like anything, the higher time frame always holds more weight. But what I will say is that when I so if the can, do you know like oh we'll get to it. Ah shit, I've played price too much. Bollocks. Do we actually get a micro above? Ah man, I might have to reset. The indicator's not on. Oh, fuck's sake. Right there, that's better. The indicator's actually working. So yeah, so the next this becomes Q1 of the hour, right? So we want to see if this accumulates in the first um, Q1, we want to see a manipulation, right? So let's play price. I don't think we're going to get a micro here anyway. Coming up. No micro. So we got a micro. We can. Have we got a PSP? Yes, we have. I would cover the stops above that high, for sure. That's the only thing with this when you do this is that it enters on the bar, doesn't it? I can't set my sell stop. Do you understand the theory behind me breaking it down into like I have though?
Okay, so let me understand this number, right? So rather than in a situation where we don't have price don't take the high, right? We can use the 15 minutes as quarters,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So basically, let's say price then later takes the hourly high. We can use the high the high of the previous 15 minutes as our stop.
Yes. No, not as a stop loss, as a liquidity pool. Like we're turtle soup traders, right? We want to see the sweep of a liquidity pool before we go back in the opposite direction, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, over here we've got a sweep of the first quarter and the 6S. The reason for my timings, right? The reason for my timing, so I don't want to take a trade at just after 10, is because there's a new liquidity pool. I call it XX15, right? And Zussi, when I listen to his podcast, he actually trades something similar as well. I don't know if he's actually looking for the 15-minute CRT within the hourly, but he actually says that XX45 and XX15 within and the top of the hour are highly. Do you know what I mean? These are the times you want to be looking for a trade. Okay. So what I do, what I took from that, I just used these times highs and lows. So it's specific times highs and lows, right? Like we do with the 1 hour. We're just fractal. We're bringing it down to the 15. If we don't get a sweep necessarily on the 1 hour, but we sweep on the 15, it needs to create the micro still, though. I still want to see a micro cycle. So I still want to see the micro sequential SMT and the precision swing point, and then we enter. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just wanted to be clear, Louis. So we have the sweep on the 1 hour, right?
Yeah.
First,
in this instance, yeah, we do. We got the 1 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next we mark out the next 15 minutes of the 1 hour candle, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then we look for the third also.
It's just basic. So like if you're not getting a setup before, like say in this scenario, right? 8:10 comes. It's 8:10. Yeah, price is more than likely to go and sweep the 15-minute high. So we're turtle soup traders. This is where I, obviously from backtesting myself, right? This is just how I've built it down. I kept noticing the highs and lows of the 15 being taken. So it's got a turtle soup summit. It's got to take. So I just called it. Do you know what I mean? I just know it's got to take some kind of buy side. So if it doesn't take the 1 hour buy side, it's taking the 15. So price and time is all fractal, right? And this is what I was like. I didn't really want to confuse you when I'm looking at price action, but now I'm just going to tell you, and then I can start obviously bringing it into the live sessions as well, you know, in the day, and then you'll know a little bit more what I'm looking for. But yeah, we'll get, because there's also a scenario basically if the opposing end of the range is taken, right? And what I mean by that is, say you've got three assets, right? Say this is the high on the three assets, right, of the 1 hour bar, like this. You're looking for long, so you want to enter below the low, right? That's what you want to see. Okay, but what happens sometimes in a bullish scenario, the price takes the high first, right, and then takes the low here. Yeah. So we've got an opposing turtle soup. In that scenario, I break it down to the first quarter. So in that scenario, I wait for the 15 minute to play, the first 15 minute to play out, right? See what happens, then I'll wait for the turtle soup after that. And the micro after that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is opposing, right? This is opposing on the and it's not very clear, is it? You know? So to add a little bit more confluence, I started going, okay, so if I see that, I then drop down to the 15, mark out that, and then let's see if I get a turtle soup of a micro here. And then I've got a little bit more confluence that I'm still taking out, in this case, sell side, in the direction that I want to. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not really. Clear as mud.
So okay. Basically, yeah. There was so no, what you're saying, I can relate to what you're saying to some degree, yeah, because I've seen somebody use this stuff before. But what I want to understand is so basically in a situation where price don't take the high of the candle, doesn't take the high of the candle in the first 15 minutes. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
So yeah. So basically, I also use an engulfing pattern as well, engulfing or rejection, right? In this scenario, okay. So forget about 6S for the second, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forget about it. Took the high. If you saw this pattern and we had this kind of rejection over here on 6B, can you see that candle?
Yeah.
And we didn't go ahead and take this high, I would then break down that hour, break down the hour coming, and then I would see what the 15 minutes doing. So if the first candle expands, what do I expect? You know, if it expands, you expect accumulation, then a manipulation.
Yeah.
Right, and it works like this as well. We'll show you. I'll show you a Tuesday. I think it might have been Tuesday example of exactly this, right? But let's just play price anyway, right? So Monday there was a setup, right? There was a setup. We weren't trading. I don't think any of us were trading, or you might have been, but 50% of the range will be your target for sure. Okay, because a massive liquidity void. Yeah, take profit hit, right? Anyway, let's go. I want to show you what I want to get into is what I really want to show you is the breaking down of the 15 minute to make that a bit more clearer. So let me get rid of that. Can you understand? Do you understand why I took that trade as well in Monday?
No, for me, no.
You don't understand why I took that trade?
No, because I can't really see any sequential SMT. Like,
okay, so sorry, I've just taken away Asia. But what has 6B done? 6B has taken Asia high, right?
Yeah.
So that's our first crack in correlation. And and all we need to see after that is a second crack, and a second crack comes on the 1 hour CRT. That's when we start looking for a setup, right? 7 a.m. range formed, then 6S takes the range high, and it takes the 15-minute as well. Liquidity pool, micro. Okay, we've got a massive liquidity pool, liquidity void, sorry. So yeah, you could target 50% or the external end of the range, but you know, this is going to be a high probability trade, target 50%, right? So yeah, so this is we've got SMT here, sequential SMT here, between Asia and London. 6B takes the high, then we've got our model, is the 1 hour CRT model set up there. Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Tuesday's price action. Oh, it was a shit day actually, Tuesday, wasn't it? Just accumulated. But that's what we expect after an expansion, right?
I think after the Monday expansion, you were expecting Tuesday to be the accumulation.
Yeah. So if you see that, and how well did that work out on NQ as well? You know, you can, by profiling the days of the week, you know what's gonna happen. It's more it's not subjective then, is it? You know, and it happens all the time as well. I've been doing this. I've been putting this stuff and profiling the market like this since I've started learning day and then CRT. So that's nearly a year, mate. So yeah, it's really good. Annoying though, because you could have made some money. I think what am I? I think I'm only up about. I think I'm up 17R for the month, for last month anyway, on my personal account. It's not too bad. It's not bad.
That's crazy. That's 17%.
Huh?
I said that's 17%. That's crazy.
But yeah, let's just play price anyway. What we got here? Right, okay. So 8 a.m. I think this is the example I wanted to show you actually. So what have we got here? We've got a weekly cycle. We've just swept liquidity here, and we're in a standard deviation. This is what I wanted to talk to you about, right? We've got rejection in these wicks. Okay, so not necessarily that we might not get the turtle soup here. So what am I doing? I'm going down to the 15-minute, right? I'm gonna in this situation, because I think it invalidates it. I'm gonna mark the high and the low so we can see what's going on. I think this is an example I definitely wanted to show you. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I've marked the high and the low. We don't always have to do this, but just for this demonstration, I wanted to show you what's going on. Right, let's play price. Okay, so what have we got now? We've got 6S breaking above, so we're wicking above. All right, so that means once we've wicked above in the first candle, we want to see a sweep of a level, but it's an opposing because we want to take a long, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not what we want to see.
Yeah, but this sweep, like we had a sweep on all three assets, so this wouldn't count as the SSMT, right?
Sorry, no.
Like we had the Asian sweep of the previous day low.
Okay.
On all three assets.
I think one swept first before the others did.
Yes. No, it's not that. It's so basically it's a hidden. It's hidden weekly cycle. Can you see that? Can you see the arrow? And what I mean by that, the only reason I would look at hidden weekly cycle is the candle bodies. You're looking at the bodies closure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than the wicks. And the reason why I look at this example over, and I would say, yeah, I like this, because we have taken out previous day's low. We've actually, I want to see this liquidity pool taken. I don't like using hidden when the liquidity pool still stands. So what do I mean by that? Can you explain to me what I mean by that? If hidden is just in the body's close, right? Not the wicks. Ignore the wicks. Actually, let me just.
Okay, is body close below bodies?
Right, let me just symbol wicks. Right, I'm gonna show you something. Okay, so can you see now a bit clearer? Now I've taken the wicks away and the rest of it. Can you see what I'm saying? How we've still got a weekly cycle. All right, so we've still got this candle closing below here. So we still got this, there's divergence here, right? Oh, sorry. We've got divergence here, yeah? But I wouldn't take this if I wouldn't be looking at this if the long, right? If the low, sorry, hadn't been taken. And what I mean by that is that the wicks have purged the previous day's low on one of the assets. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so let me just turn the wicks back over here. And also, what are we in? We're in this standard deviation here, aren't we? We are in a standard deviation box here, SMR level, right? So let's break down the first. What candle is that? 8, and then it's going into 9. Okay, so we swept. Then we're looking for the first 15 minutes to play out, right? Let's play the first 15 minutes. First 15 minutes. What's going on there? Is that... Oh, that definitely would be swept anyway. But let's just hold this right. So accumulation, we're expecting manipulation, right? Also, if I'm looking for a reversal, I want to be in discount of the leg. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get what you said. Sorry.
So if I'm looking for a reversal, if I'm looking for a reversal, I want to be in discount of the leg also, right? That's
yeah.
okay. So let's play price. Okay, so we get a micro. We get a micro, and we get a PSP on the next candle. Okay, we're in discount of the leg, and we're expecting manipulation in the candle in the next 15 minutes. I don't like how you can do that, but you can't set limits. Your first target would be London low or Asia high. All right. Considering we're expecting accumulation, I think I think Asia has also expanded. Let's just do the math. Do the math on that. Yeah. So Asia's expanded. We're expecting accumulation on the day. I'm not shooting for fucking the end of the moon. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be conservative with my targets, right? London high or something like that, and just play price from that. Okay. But can you see what we're doing with the 15-minute in terms of using it as another liquidity pool when it's invalidated? So the first candle opened, right? We swept above, but we want to go long. Our bias is long, okay? Because we've got a weekly down here. We're in standard deviation, okay? And now we're using the first 15 minutes as a range.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So that would form a range in itself, like Asia forms a range for the daily chart, like Monday forms a range for the weekly profile. So I'm using that as a range. So what do I anticipate? I know that the next candle is going to manipulate. So AMD. So I'm expecting manipulation. We get manipulation. We get a micro. We drop below the range low. Okay, so we get manipulation below the low. Okay, and then
Louis, how do you decide on the 15 minutes candle to pick in this kind of situation? Is it still the XX15 or XX?
Yeah. So I'll go into a bit further a bit more details about this, but this is XX15, right? So this is the first 15-minute candle. Yeah, I'm just highlighting that it'll be this one anyway, right? This one here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be our range, but there's going to be liquidity below that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mark that as the first. You mark that
range,
first range. You're expecting manipulation either side of that. You can use that as your liquidity pool. Okay, in this instance, it'd be sell-side liquidity to go and run this high. Okay, or Asia if you want to get up there. But with the phase that we're all in, you need to be a bit aware of what's going on, right? So I was marking this up the other day when I was in the group, and I was. Yeah, I should have just fucking said it all out to you, to be honest. But anyway, let's play price. 1 minute, let's go. We know price moves up. Let's go out to the 15-minute. I'd say so. TP1 would definitely have been hit. Whether you get to draw up on Asia, I don't know. Yeah, you do. You do get Asia high, right? But if you look at these 15-minute candles, can you see how you can break down that 1 hour bar using that AMDX profile? Because it's imperative to know what the first 15-minute does as well. Because I don't want to trade XX 30, so that the 30 minute, the halfway through the bar, if the first candle has ranged. And the reason being is you're expecting a manipulation in the next candle, right? So it's all to do with AMDX, okay? So then I would want to be at XX45. Does that make any sense, or am I just completely fucking waffling?
Yeah, this is clear. I'm just on mute because the little one keeps screaming, right? So,
Alright, okay.
but this is good. Like I get it. You have the XS15, and then you expect the XX30 to do the manipulation on one of the assets, and then we take the other side of the trade. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think as far as this goes, for now it's clear, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
At least the reason for this trade is clear right now.
The reason for this, we're just using the 15-minute, okay?
Yeah.
The first quarter, all right? The first quarter reveals what's going to happen in without the like I use Asia to predict what the day's going to do, right? Or the sessions are going to do of the day. Right, I'm using the first 15 minutes to predict what the hourly's going to do. Yeah, it's not 100%, bro. It's not 100%. Obviously, this is my. If I was 100%, I'd be a fucking multi-millionaire by now. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's not. But it gives you a good idea of what's going on, and profiling like it and putting it all together is going to increase your accuracy. I remember I was looking for shorts up here.
Yeah, 50%, right?
Yeah, up at 50.
For the previous day.
Yeah, up at previous. Oh, fuck's sake! I've cancelled the fucking. But I think it didn't come till 4 o'clock or something like that, and I was just like, I'm done. Anyway, so yeah, let's mark that out. So I was waiting for the 50%. That would have been a draw of liquidity. Because we got a weekly cycle at the low. Let's play price. What happens here? Yeah, I think it did come at 4 o'clock. I wasn't trading that. I think Fatan actually, she took this setup. But let's mark it out. Let's see what happens. I'll do it again. I think the 3 o'clock count. Oh, sorry, gone too far forward, haven't I? Can you tell me why I expect why 3 o'clock is the reversal time? If price is going to reverse, why do I expect 3 o'clock to put in a reversal?
Yeah, it's the 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, man. Yeah, AMD. So I expect, and also as well, there's an important candle that forms at 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
that is
the New York Open.
Well, no, it's the 4 o'clock candle, 4 hour candle.
Oh, yeah.
So if you see that, bro, look. If you look at 3 o'clock, I don't think that's meant to have done that, but so yeah, so that's moved too far ahead. But if you can see that at 3 o'clock there's a new 4 hour bar coming. Okay, so that is also, that's why it's an important time for a reversal. If it's gonna turtle soup the last 4 hour candle, right? Then we're looking to take out. Then do you know what I mean? It's another fresh liquidity pool. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So not only is it a time for a reversal in terms of like AMD, right? It's also the 4 hour highs being put in as well. Oh mate, what is that doing, man? Let's drop it down to the 1 hour. I had a moment of madness then. Okay, so what time is this going over? It's 4. Alright, what do we want to see once we get a micro? We want to see a PSP, don't we? So let's play price. No precision swing point. Does it go back up? Do we get something? Oh, what's going on now? It's just playing. Fucking hell. I don't know why I just kept playing then. Fuck,
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
fuck's sake.
Just keeps going, like you can't stop. You have to like click the play and the pause.
Yeah. So we're looking for a precision swing point. I think we get the precision swing point here, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it there. This is the precision candle. Short position. Now, whether you want to cover the high or cover the 1 hour, that's up to you, right? I'd probably cover the 1 hour when I'm entering this position. So my stop loss would probably be above here. Just because I know sometimes it likes to put in a little sweep. Or you could be safe and just try and trade the inversion. We'll play price and play both of them. Target would be London low. So we've got the inversion. Does this come back up into this first fair value gap? Well, it does. Could enter another position here, I think. Oh, what's going on there? But that didn't even... You only allow one position at once. Oh, anyway.
Yeah, for the replay, I think you could do multiple.
You could.
But it can't. Oh, it can't be opposite, right? It has to be all buys or all sells.
Yeah, I just clicked it again. It done nothing. All right. Anyway. All right. Okay, that's kind of gone a bit wrong, but you can understand why I got this trade, right? This is what I was looking for on Wednesday. You know, you got the inversion, first presented fair value gap. I want to trade out of that, right?
Yeah.
And also, what have we done here as well? I just wanted to... What have we done here? We've swept the 15-minute, okay? So the reason why I'm looking at this as well is also because this is the 15-minute high. So this is, do you remember when I was saying this, when I was back testing, what are we sweeping? So we've got a micro, we've got this inversion, we're inverting price, we're in this fair value gap, and we've swept this, we've turtle souped the 15-minute high, the first quarter's high. Can you see that, boys?
Yeah, the 15 minutes looks quite important with most of these trades now.
Yeah. It's very important. It's very important. Very, very important. And now I'm telling you about it. It's gonna be easier for me to just post it, and I'm gonna try and upgrade the Discord next. Yeah, going into next week, I'll upgrade the Discord so I can just do the live, and then I can put all this stuff, and then you two can just join as and when you're free. What's your week looking like next week?
Next week is the beginning of the month, right?
Oui.
I need to check. Let me see just a moment. Because I usually I'm able to join on days I don't have so many meetings. So I know Tuesdays for sure is like off. Usually Tuesdays, but Wednesdays I'm always like I have very little. So Wednesday.
Sorry, boys. I would have taken profit by now, by the way, because that was going into the PM session. So I'll just be targeting the 6 hour low, which is PM.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll probably just would have cancelled this. Oh no, TP. How do I close? But that's quite clear, right? How we got that. We're using the 15-minute. Okay, it's all paired with an inversion as well, and then a microcycle was also. We kind of knew what was going in to happen on Wednesday. It's a shame I think there might have been something that I missed, to be honest, with the 15-minute. We're just going to go through that Wednesday price action. I'll just fast forward it to then, to be honest. Okay, let's play price. So we got down here. I said I want to wait for the 6 hour to be swept. Yeah, so I wanted to see the 6 hour swept liquidity pool. So we had that marked out. Timing was in our favor as well. So price broke here. We've got 6 hours SMT. What's that? It's 11 going into 12. So yeah, we marked a low. 1 hour low. 1 hour low. Was that the first candle? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so we had to wait a little bit, didn't we? Wanted to see a little bit more confirmation. Why is it not working now? For fuck's sake. Sorry, my fucking internet must be it's ridiculously slow. So all assets are below, and that means I want to wait for an inversion of price. And then I had an order here. I thought price was going to come back into this zone here. So I had an order here, but we didn't get filled. It just ran. So then I was waiting for the 15-minute. Okay, so once price started playing up like this, even the 15-minute low was here. Okay, and what have we done in the first 15-minute? So I was looking at price like this when you were messaging me. I was thinking, right, okay, so the first 15 minutes expanded, right? So what am I expecting? I'm expecting accumulation. Then I'll expect a manipulation at 12:30. So this is when I can play the XX30 model. In to try and get a long.
Okay, so you'll be waiting for the next candle to manipulate. Like this one, the last candle should be the manipulation, yeah?
If you can see here what's happened in this first candle. So 12's open. This is our first candle. This is candle 1 here. Yeah. So what's it done in that candle? What can you tell me it's done in that candle? What has that done?
Has expanded.
Also, what has it done though? Within that candle, it's taken out all this liquidity, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's manipulated below these lows, right? And then expanded in the direction. So we can expect now an accumulation, right? The next candle after that is going to be a manipulation manipulation. And then the next candle after that is going to be distribution. So let's play price by that. Mark out the 15-minute low. I think in this example I was actually looking for a 45. I think let's just play price anyway. All right. Did it just keep running higher? Did we get the micro below? Right, I I think we're too. Right, what we've done, we've taken that high. Then, oh yeah, that's what happened, right? So we took the high. I was waiting for another 50, the next 15 minutes, which would be the XX45. Yeah, then it got cancelled. I think that, did I take this position or was it the next one? Because the micro got cancelled there. That's what I think it was. So I was looking to long here, right? But what happened was 6S took the low, but it cancelled out the micro. Maybe I should have. And then I was like, okay, so what happens if we come back for an inversion? But I don't think it did come back. Yeah, that's what happened. So it didn't come back for the inversion. I was like, okay, and now we're moving into the new hour. So there's a new liquidity pool coming. So yeah, I was. So there was no micro here. I was waiting for an inversion to come back into this level to trade out of, and I was waiting for that. That never happened. No micro there, and it didn't hit my order there either. Frustrating price action, right? Where did you get in, bro?
Yeah, I think I got it at this low, like this most recent low, right? Yeah, around that area there, like
You got in here.
yeah, I got it around there. Then my stop was under that first fair value gap, that first fair value gap where your entry was supposed to be.
Yeah. So here, that was your stop loss.
No. Like
Oh,
my
here.
entry was at the low. Yeah, down there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, so my stop
Yeah, that's a
loss.
shame. That's a shame that because that was literally like cookie cutter, higher time frame analysis. Like, you know, it just everything just seemed to work, but then the lower time frame was just fucking me about. Slightly annoying. But you see how I got that on the 15-minute, right? You see how I'm profiling the 15-minute to do this, okay? So I'm expecting, we got an expansion, I'm expecting this to accumulate. I want to see the manipulation in the next two candles, right? I want to see some manipulation and distribution, okay? So we get that. And then what happens now? The next hour. So we got a fresh liquidity pool. I think I marked out the 15-minute, the 50% of the 1 hour. So what I was doing in this scenario, I was just marking out the 50% of the 1 hour. Because equilibrium becomes a point of interest. Does this actually take the low? I can't remember. Does it take the low? Right, okay, let's play price. Does that sweep the high? No. Right, we're going up. Okay, so again, right, 15-minute, what are we doing on the first 15-minute candle? Right, the first 15-minute is expanding, right?
Yeah.
So we're expecting an accumulation, then a manipulation. Let me just play the next bar forward, okay? So we get some kind of range bar on these two, but okay, this is doing different things. But still, this becomes a level of an inducement for us, liquidity pool to take. So we're working within the 1 hour framework. Ideally we want to see that as well. Let's see what price says. Because I remember I didn't fucking take anything, did I? Here. I think I said to myself I wanted to kind of see that 50% hit as well, to be honest. Because I didn't take anything when it come to that, I'm sure. Yeah. I've gone too far fucking forward again. Does that take the low of that candle? I think that swept there, yeah. So potentially you could have been, let me have a look at the 15 minute. Yeah, it does. Okay, so accumulation, expansion, accumulation, manipulation. Wanted to get back below the range but didn't form. No micro. Wait for the next 15 minute. Next 15 minute formed. Yeah, it didn't. Did it sweep on? So it didn't really turtle soup. We've left equals here. Can you see on it? Can you? I don't know if you can see on the screen there. That's the 15 minute, and I was waiting for this turtle soup on one of the assets, and I think that's why I fucking stayed out of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, as soon as it gets down to this kind of price action nearer the XX45, I'm starting to look for the 45 time to be swept, and then a micro. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. But that's for the 15 minutes candle that make the 45, right?
Sorry, say that again, bro.
I said for the 15 minutes candle that created the 45, right?
Yeah. So I'm looking for the turtle soup that comes after that price, that time, right? So if you can imagine this candle and up to there, that's 15 minutes worth of price action, right? But that's the XX30, right? So we're expecting manipulation in the 30 leg where we get the manipulation, right? But we're not below, we're not in discount of the range up here. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're not in discount up here. I don't want to take that below the. I need to take it below the 50%. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You've always got to be below. You know, you want to be in discount. So that's why I'm not looking to take this up here. Okay, so I'm waiting for it to become into discount so I can take. Then I can take it. Yeah, and then I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, so this is 44. I want to see a micro and a sweep of the liquidity, but it doesn't sweep. It produces equal lows. Maybe we could have took an inversion. This is the whole point of back testing, right? Does it come back? Ah, there we get the fucking. Is that a micro? No, it's not a micro. So we do sweep the. Does it go lower? Oh, we get something out. Oh, okay. So we could have took that. We could have took that all day long. Did I say that? I remember posting something like that in a group actually.
Yeah, I can't really remember.
Yeah, I'm just having a look now if I posted something like that. Wednesday's price action. Yeah. I did. Oh, it's the first candle that swept, right? And then I was, oh yeah, that's what happened. The first candle swept, and then I got in on the inversion. I took something. So the first candle swept the 1 hour low. So I'm waiting for an inversion. Yeah, I did actually get in here, but I went break even pretty quick, didn't I? Yeah, I was in here. But you can see why I got that, right? The 1 hour's been swept here. The first candle broke the low, so I'm waiting for an inversion. I didn't get a. So yeah, my entry was here when this body closes above the inversion. So on this candle I entered. My stop loss was below here. Okay, but I went break even pretty quick just because I knew we were bouncing off equilibrium of the 6 hour. So if it wanted more, if it was going to hit equilibrium and then want more sell side, my stop was going to be taken out, right? Straight away, and it was, wasn't it? It just. So I took a break even there. Let's profile the 15-minute again. See what we've got. Because I believe there was something that I missed after this. I think after this price action, I was just fucking pissed off. You know, like I've tried about 3 or 4 times in this to get in on this move, and then by the time it got to 2 o'clock, I should have been a bit more patient. Because I think a setup actually come now. So if you can imagine expansion, accumulation, we're expecting manipulation in this candle. Right, if there's expansion in the first candle, I'm looking at XX45, right? XX45. So that is, we're going into that model now. Let's just mark that as the low. That's the thing with trading, isn't it? I need to remember. I just need to remain a bit more patient. Let's play price. There's liquidity below this low. We got yeah, let's play price, see what happens. First candle breaks, does it? No, that's not, that's just a low forming. Okay, so I think we could go into this. If that's a precision swing point, that is a precision swing point. So yeah, we can look to get in on this. We can look to buy this stop loss below after that sweep of liquidity. Can we? It's the first candle actually, isn't it? Yeah, let's fuck that. Price does run. Yeah, I think because this was the first candle, I stayed away from this. And at this stage, I was getting really fucking pissed off.
Yeah. And price did indeed come back.
Price did come back as well, didn't it? So yeah, what time is that as well? We've come back and swept that 1 hour again. We've taken the high. Let's have a look on the 15 minutes, see what it's doing. So again, first candles fucking expanded in the range. Oh no, it hasn't. It's a range. AMD. So expecting a manipulation and to get below that low. Possible entry on this candle. If there's a micro there, we could have had it. No micro. Yeah, fucking annoying day. That is annoying. Well, we knew it was anyway, right? Because fucking... And then price just fucking went parabolic, didn't it? Yeah. That is so annoying. And you would have been in as well if you just carried on with the position, right? Didn't go to break even.
Yeah. I've been okay if I left the positions as well. So Louis here. So so in a situation where we have like that CRT occurs at the SS45, right? So we might not potentially get an hourly CRT here.
Sorry, say that again.
So let's say for the SS45 we get
XX45.
yeah, for that SS45 we get a microcycle on that 50-minute candle. So
Yeah.
we may not potentially get an hourly sweep on the next on that particular candle. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's why you profile the 15-minute, right? I understand what you're saying, right? But if you're profiling the market like AMDX, XAMD, so when we're looking for the 45, and look what we've also done on this candle here. We've swept liquidity here. So we swept that liquidity, and then we've taken the liquidity from all this area here as well. So this is another thing that I wanted to mention as well. When an area is rejected a few times, you don't necessarily need a higher time frame buy side. I think is there an incident where it happened this week? Let me just go back from my journal. Sorry, mate. Maybe it was last week. Yeah, I think it might have been last week, but let me just draw it out, right? So, say prices come into the an area we're looking to go long from, right? If price is whipped in twice, yeah, price is not necessarily, the liquidity's been taken, right? Sell side liquidity been purged. So if these are the 1 hour bars and they've rejected, I just need a 15-minute. I'm then looking at the first quarter, and then take the micro after that. Do you know what I'm saying? Here we've already had the rejection from this level, right? So that's why I'm looking at the 15-minute more than I am the hourly. And then in this instance, all right, yeah, the first candle breaks, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, and that's why I don't think I got a setup from that whole move. Well, I got one and it went break even, right? Look at the price action though, in the grand scheme. I just remember looking at it again, but that's horrible. You know, it's not clean, is it? It's just we're in this range, and it's just fucking. Do you know what I mean? It's not moved nice, but it's building liquidity though. So every time it's taking liquidity on both sides, so we get liquidity swept here, then swept here, then swept up here again, then swept the low, and then we've gone up. So we're just building more and more liquidity, and then we get this. And that's why that move is so strong, because we just popped out of it, didn't we? Popped out of the range.
Mm-hmm.
Irritating because we weren't in it.
Yeah, but I've been a good trade for the week. I've been a very good trade.
Profiling the week. This is when Thursday I was rolling in and out of bed. I was trying to fucking post stuff. Not very good.
So as it stands, Lewis, like on this particular day, Lewis, can you hear me?
Yeah.
basically, since Asia has taken like the previous day's high, like your your first crack would be at the 50% here. Like if you were to be anticipating a crack, for all these assets as it is now, right? We've already taken out Asia, like Asia high, and we're I think on Wednesday, was it on Thursday we were looking for longs, yeah?
We were looking for longs, right? We've had this
Yeah.
V-shaped manipulation below Monday and Wednesday's low, right? So we're expecting this kind of this price action. I think now looking at it with a clearer head, so basically previous day's low high was taken, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
This level here has been taken. This level's here been taken.
Yeah.
And we've taken this, right? So we've taken this liquidity pool. The model says, right, we look for equilibrium of the range, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
hit, but what we need to understand is that this manipulation is, look at it, it's like a V-shaped recovery, right? So price is going to move a lot quicker, and we're not necessarily going to respect equilibrium. But what I didn't do was fucking set an alert here for this standard deviation, like a donut. I was not thinking straight. So when this actually hit, I was not ready to take a trade. I was looking at NQ, trying to, I don't know what day that was, Thursday. I was trying to take a short here, and then what happened was 6E pulled into this zone, and I ended up missing this because I forgot to put, I was tired, mate. I was tired. I was rolling in and out of bed. I didn't set the alert here, and I fucked up this position. So let's play price anyway. We know we want to get into some kind of discount, and if we look at the 6 hour at the time, it's just played right. But anyway, let me just mark it out. You've seen what happens, right? But if you mark it out, we're just rebalancing to the 6 hour. So if we can imagine that we've played this V-shaped recovery, we've got this manipulation day on Wednesday, we're expecting a continuation. So the equilibrium of the daily probably is not the best draw of liquidity in terms of the profile for the week, right? If price is going to move off quickly, it's not necessarily going to feel equilibrium, is it? It's going to go a little bit before. So that's when I started looking at the 6 hour, but I stupidly didn't mark the zone, man. I'm pissed off with myself, but then what can I expect? So so if you can imagine the V-shaped recovery, the 6 hour 50% is going to be a little bit more warranted. And anyway, let's play price. What actually happens? We get this. We're getting this wick down. This is 8 a.m. range, so we're looking to take longs, and this is when you want to start looking at the that's the 1 hour low. Got the 1 hour low here. I think this is another example when the 15-minute comes in as well, because we invalidate this first, because 6S is trading at the top of the range. But I still should have fucking had this marked out, to be honest. So anyway, let me just mark this out so we know what we're doing. So as soon as price breaks that high and we're looking for longs, I'm waiting for the next 15-minute candle to produce. Okay, so I'm not looking at any kind of setup before the 15-minute. Okay, does that make sense? Because I'm waiting for the first quarter to play out within the hour. So this is the first 15-minute range. It's played out. Okay, we have expanded, but where have we expanded into? We've expanded into a standard deviation zone. So we want to see a sweep of that level with a micro. What's happened here? So expansion, accumulation, manipulation. Okay, so let me just profile this on a 15-minute. I know you've just seen what happens, but can you see how I've got that right? So what have we done? The first 15-minute is expanded. We've accumulated, right? And then this is the only time I want to trade the XX30 is when the first candle expands like this. So it forms like Monday did for the week. Then we got an accumulation. Then I'm expecting manipulation. That's the only time I want to trade it. Does that make sense? When it's a different profile, I'll trade the XX15 and the XX45. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does.
The reason being is because other than that, it'll be the manipulated again because it's the middle of the candle. So listen, so I'll be marking this low here as the 15-minute, right? Because we've invalidated it up here on 6S, right? So then we've got to wait for the first 15-minute to form because we need another liquidity pool and it's expanded, right? So then I'm waiting for the next one because I'm waiting for this accumulation to form on the next profile, and then I'm looking at a manipulation and a micro. And what does price give us? It gives us exactly that. And this is why I was so fucking pissed off when I missed it as well. And then I just literally went back to bed. Literally was just fucking fuming. Anyway, so waiting for a precision swing point. Okay, so I think this candle here is a precision swing point. Yeah, we've got an up close candle here. You set a stealth buy stop above. I can't necessarily do that here, so I'm going to have to just press buy. Unless you know how to. Do you know how to do that? How I set up on the bar replay? Does anyone know?
No, I don't think you can do that on bar replay.
Yeah, I think it's always instant for bar
It's just
replay.
all in. Yeah. I didn't know a way. Where's my target? Where's my first target, boys?
50% of Asian range. No, 50%.
No, the target would be Asia range high. And the reason being is because of what's happened on Wednesday.
Because we manipulated them.
So my first target would be up here, and yeah, anyway, let's play Brian. Yeah, I was pretty pissed off when I fucking missed that, honestly. Yeah, price hit. That was a good trade. Maybe you could have probably run that for a little bit longer. Was there a 5-minute as well? We'll do this another day. We'll do this another time. I'm not going to do that right now. Standard deviations of the sequential SMT. Have I told you about that? The standard, the micro and the 5-minute SMT you can use as a standard deviation draw. I think we did do a little bit last time.
Kind of. I think basically the only thing you mentioned that we could use the SMT from the standard deviation levels. We can use the SMT we get from the standard deviation. But
yeah, so the high and the low that causes the sequential SMT, and you only really it works on every time frame, right? But we're session traders, so when we're looking for targets, we use the M1 or the M5, right? We don't really want to go above that for targets. So yeah, you could target two 2 to 2.5 standard deviation, so you could get a target out of that. But to be honest, I don't know what that was. Long position above there to Asia, all that standard deviation up there. Still 4R. It's not to be sniffed at, you know. The candles were forming a little bit larger, but we do know price is going to run on. Anyway, let's play price, and then we get this kind of price action on Thursday. I think I was just letting that run, and then it just fucking ramped up. So what did we have? XAMD, and then we're expecting like a close back. It's a continuation or reversal on Friday for this specific profile of the day. Ah, man. Let's go into the next Friday's price action. So we've had a weekly cycle. Prices dropped below this range, and we've had a daily here. And this is another thing I fucked up, I think. Anyway, let me play price. We were totally this is where 6B began to depeg from the rest of the assets, wasn't it? It like started fucking going ridiculous. But there was a little trade. And this still fits the model. I remember looking at after with a clearer. I looked at some of the price action yesterday with a clearer head. I think we could have had this though. This is definitely something we could have. We've still got a daily and a weekly, right? So we're still stacking confluences. 7 a.m. range formed. Does the high go? Wait, let me just mark, because I just want to show you that if price invalidates a level or whatnot, and then we have to use the 15-minute. It'll be easier now for me to explain what I'm looking at because you know about the 15-minute rather than me having to just like not tell you the whole thing, because it doesn't work, does it?
Yeah.
Oh mate, are you in London, bro?
Yeah, I'm in London.
Fucking non-stop rain, innit? It's horrible. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been raining, but it's sunny today, yeah?
No, mate, it's raining where I am.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's raining where I am. No good.
There's a bit of sun here.
Okay, let's play price, see what happens. Alright, so we take the high again. We're looking for long, so we have to wait for the first 15-minute candle to form. First 15-minute. So then we get this manipulation candle. I'm just trying to figure out whether that first bar was, would I class that as a expansion or a range? I'd probably class that as a range, so we could look for a long here on that as another sell side liquidity. was there? Wait for that. Was that a PSP? Yeah, that was a PSP. So basically, first candle, first 15 minutes is a range. We're then looking for a manipulation on the 15 minute because we need another sell side liquidity to be taken because the 1 hour's been wicked above. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Let's look at the 15 minute again. Right, we've got wicks above on this. Yeah, wicks above, and we're in a range. So so I'm profiling the market, right? So we're expecting manipulation in the next candle. So that therefore I would mark the 15 minute low, right? Mark the sell side liquidity below this. It's a time based liquidity. Then I'm looking for price to then run that low with a micro and then trade it to the high. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Listen, it is subjective to what you think the bar is doing, but you can clearly see here, right? We are bullish, but we've got wicks, and do you know what I mean? We've got wicks above. All right, so we've got wicks below. This is kind of an indecision. So this is where I would count the bar more as a range, as opposed to where did we have that expansion? This is a big candle in terms of the 15 minute, right? This one here. This one here is a bit bigger. Let's go back to Wednesday's price action when we had clear expansion, right? So here we've got a clear expansion on the first 15 minute. This is clear expansion, as opposed to a range where we've got wicks either side. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make it a bit clearer or not? Clear as mud.
No, it didn't make it clearer.
It doesn't make it clearer. So what I'm saying is the first 15 minute candle, you have to kind of like mark it out for yourself. In the group, I'm going to say whether it's a range or whether it's expansion. But once you get to know like 6B, 6E, 6S, or if you're trading on gold, for instance, right, you'll know what a 15 minute range looks like and a 15 minute expansion bar looks like, won't you? You know, you've just got to get to know train your brain to see what the candle's doing, how it forms. It'll form different on all the assets, right? It's different on index. Right, okay, so yeah, I'm saying this is a range, this candle here, the 8 a.m. range is formed. So I'm waiting for a sweep of that to go high. Okay, so we go down to the M1. Then we're looking for a micro. We get the micro because 6B has dropped below. Okay, then we get a precision swing point in here. Let's play price. Is that another precision swing point? This one is here. Let's just click buy here. Stop loss below. My target would be the immediate Asia range high, for sure. That would be my first target. Let's play price. We even get the inversion as well. So there was a second entry there as well. Was that 45? Did that give a micro? Did it run below? No. But you understand what I'm saying now. When the 1 hour high is invalidated and I drop down to the 15 minute, it's an important macro within the 1 hour, so it gives me another liquidity pool, because I just want to enter below a low. I don't want to, if I'm looking for a long, I just want to enter below the low. I don't want to have to play within the range, or like I said, I don't really look for too many fair value gaps or anything like that. I just want to trade the candles themselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes it does.
Did we have a bullish day? Yeah, but we have Friday. We're expecting to close back within the range, right? So we get above that, then we get a weekly cycle. Do we get a week? No, we don't get a weekly. Then it just went all choppy, didn't it? It was just horrible. And I remember looking for longs in here, then price just kept running down. Did something come of that? I don't know. Yeah, to be honest, mate, on Friday I was barely with you.
Yeah, I think that was the day we're not flying, right?
Did something happen here? Let's look at the 15-minute. Where's the first candle? First candle, we manipulate above the high. Yeah, that's total fuckery. Is that the first candle's range? Yeah, first candle's range. We manipulate above the high, and then we get this kind of midpoint of the candle. Yeah, so that there's no entry for me there, because if you can see the first candle of the hour was a range, but we've manipulated above the high rather than, and then we've gone high to low, and yeah, that's not really something I'm looking to take. I want to see that if the first candle ranges, I want to see the sell side liquidity taken straight away to go up in the direction I want to take a trade. Let's have a look. What does price do? I think I was expecting a range profile, wasn't I? On the yeah, because we've expanded in Thursday, so we've expanded Monday, accumulated, manipulated, and then we're distribution, and then this is closed back within the range or range daily profile. What happens to, and then it goes up. Yeah, that's annoying. I didn't see that. 3 o'clock reversal, weekly cycle. I think I stopped trading by then as well. I just fucked it off. All assets above. Waiting for the sweep again. First candle. More of a range, manipulation, distribution. But you can see now that breaking the 1 hour bar into the 15 minutes is just it's gonna allow you more entries on the CRT model.
Yeah.
Because of the times of the liquidity pools that are forming.
Yeah.
And then obviously me being able to put that into the thing, and you actually know what I'm doing. I needed to explain it first before going on, right?
Yeah, I think even the more like we get to see it, the more easier it will be for us to implement it as well.
Yeah, and then you can start implementing it yourself.
Yeah.
But you can understand what, like this, in this scenario here, You know, this scenario, yeah, the first candle was a range, but we manipulated in the opposite direction, right? And then we get this midpoint, the XX30, which I don't really want to trade because this normally gets liquidated. Okay, so the only time I want when is the only time I want to trade XX30?
Kind of at SS45.
So the only time I want to trade XX30 is when the first candle expands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So basically, the SS30 becomes
The manipulation.
Right.
Yeah. So let's just draw this out. So if the first candle is expanded, right, then we're expecting a manipulation. So 15 XX30. Then I'm looking for this manipulation below here. And this is a model in itself as well, right? If you look what happens on this even happens on the hourly as well. On the daily, this is fractal. Okay, so expansion, yeah, you'll get this accumulation and then you'll get this manipulation here, SMT, right? That happens so often.
Yeah.
So this is when you want to trade XX30.
Makes sense.
Other than that, the XX15 is going to be the manipulation. Yeah, and then XX45 is going to be the distribution phase. So that's these are the easiest times to trade, right? Rather than the middle of the candle. So when it expands, yeah, you're looking for XX30 model, right? Because that's going to be the manipulation and distribution. That's probably just going to continue, okay? And when it doesn't expand, when you get in a range, oh, fuck's sake. My drawing skills are not what they were. Yeah, so when you get a range on the first 15, yeah, then you're expecting price to dip below and take the high on the manipulation. Then you'll get something like this, and then you'll get probably a distribution on the XX45. Because that's just how the profile of the market will go. And it's the same for the sessions, right? It's the same for the sessions of the day, like the Asia. If Asia's expanded, I'm expecting London to accumulate. It doesn't always happen. It's not like fucking the written rule, but it gives you a very good indication of what's going to happen. So, because sometimes, like the other day, there was a bit of price action. Let me just get rid of that. So yeah, the other day there was a bit of price action that happened. That the low putting on. Oh, what's happening there? I think this is the example. Yeah, so Asia's expanded here, and realistically we're looking for an accumulation in London, but I think we've got to look at previous price action for this as well to see what's going on and what day it is. So there's so much confluences you have to take into account. Is there any questions that you have for me? Do you understand the concept of the 15-minute and breaking the hourly down now? And
yes.
Because it's gonna help us, and now I can explain it to you. It's gonna help us going into next week, where I can draw the levels, and you'll go like, oh, okay, this is what he's doing. I couldn't do it this week because you didn't understand. I needed to go through it with you before I could, start saying, oh yeah, look at this, because it will just overcomplicate things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think when you start using this, we'll know what to look for, and we'll know there are questions to ask as well.
Sorry, say that again, bro. Sorry.
I said when you start using it, we'll know what to look for and we'll also know the right questions to ask when you start using it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah. So at first, like the first rules would be okay. I'll draw. I'll let me type these out because then you've got it on the recording, right?
mhm.
Um, First candle to break. What do we do when the first candle breaks? Breaks the 1 hour CRT high.
Yeah, you wait for the XX15 to form.
I'm waiting for a sweep. So if the first candle, like the first M1 M, let me just fucking know, man.
M15.
Reduce that a little bit. Oh, not that much. 24. Okay, so first M1 candle breaks the 1 hour CRT high. What do we do in that instance? We wait for a sweep. Okay, so if the first M1 candle breaks the 1 hour CRT, or even the 15 actually, sorry, any CRT high or low. Let's put that, yeah, CRT high. I just wanted to get my rules. So the first M1 candle breaks CRT high low. I'm either waiting for an inversion or a second sweep. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you clear on what an inversion of price is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you understand what I mean by a second sweep of the high or low? You know,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for another, like, so say the first candle's put in here, I'm just waiting for a price on one of the assets to come and take the high again, to go short, okay, to create that liquidity, because all that is just creating liquidity on the first candle. That's why I either want to see if price is gonna reverse from this. I either want to see some kind of inversion of a fair value gap. We get this kind of model, yeah. I am working on something, taking the candle, the actual inversion candle. I don't know if you know much about that. Do you know much about that? Where the actual candle that closes full body through, you take that candle. I haven't, because on Wednesday that could have got us into the bottom of that market. Let's come back to that. Let me just go and have a look at this a minute. While we're here, we may as well do it, right? Let's go onto the M1. So this is something I've got to test because I can't say it actually works all the time. I don't know. I haven't tested it, but so this is we're waiting for an inversion here. You know what Wednesday's price action was looking like, right? Okay. So I'm starting to test this entry model here. That there. I'm starting to test that. Okay, and I'll be trying to test that this month. This September, right? All assets are closed below the low, right? So we're looking for an inversion of price, lockstep price action. Okay. But I was pissed off the other day when I was waiting for some kind of like, that level to be hit, right? I was waiting for this fair value gap to be hit. But sometimes price doesn't come back, and especially on the index market. On the index market, sometimes it just rips, right? So I'm now beginning to test what's the percentages of just taking that candle, the full body close candle through that. Because do you know someone called PJ Trades?
Okay.
PJ Trades?
No.
No. I think he actually just enters right there, and then the stop loss would be below the candle that fucking blows through. So I don't have all the things on that. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. If you ever see me in like take a position and I'm like, and it's like that, that's what I'm doing. I'm testing that out to see, because I need to build up data on this and how many times it works and how many times it doesn't. Because that's how
Yeah, but this is basically like changing states or lower time frame, yeah.
changing states.
Yeah, changing state of delivery for say the 30 seconds or 15 seconds. That's why you say this.
Good.
Yeah, so the
Oh, we get the flip there. Is that what you're talking
yeah,
about?
you saw the flip there, yeah.
It's got the flip there, and then we close above. Yeah, this is something I'm gonna have to test, man. I mean, I've got specific rules that go down, and I can drop down to the 5 seconds. But normally that would have to come back into a 1 minute fair value. So yeah, this is. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna go through and have a look at that because we have flipped that, haven't we? So we flipped that bearish fair value gap, sell side imbalance to bullish imbalance. But yeah, that's something I'm going to test anyway, going forward, because I just have to get the data on it before I can roll it out properly, and then I can build models around it. Let's go back to the rules. Right, first M1 candle breaks high or low, and then we've got XX10. What can I get up to XX10? That would be the first. So that's when I want to see the first micro in the first 1 hour. Okay, so after that I'm looking at the XX15. Okay, so it up to. Let me just. Oh, fucking hell, my computer's going fucking mental. Up to XX10, first micro within. Does that make sense? So on the first hour, the hour, right? Okay, 10 minutes past the hour, I'm looking for a micro above or below whichever position we're looking. If I'm looking to go long, I'm looking for a micro cycle in the first 10 minutes. After that, the new liquidity port will be formed, and then more often than not, the XX15 liquidity will be swept. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. So for the first 10 minutes, we're looking for that first break. On the 1 minute, that's what you're trying to say, right?
Yes.
Okay. If not, then we can start with the 15 minutes.
And if not, then we look to the up to XX10 first micro on M1 for 1 hour range, high or low. I have to get this out because this is all in my brain, and I need you to. Fuck's sake. Then after that, I'm looking at XX15. So up. Oh, actually, the first. What do? We have a look if the first. Does that make sense? Yeah. So when that forms, I'm looking at the first 15-minute candle, so see if it's expanded or ranged. So then I know what to profile the market, the 1 hour bar with, right? Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah.
So first M15 range. First 15 minutes ranged. I'm looking at XX15 and XX45 for manipulation and distribution. And it's still the same model, so I'll just add into that as well. Want to see a micro and PSP. At does that all make sense? Obviously this is recorded, so you can have it and watch it back, but
Yeah.
so if we're trading the 1
Yeah.
hour, right, if we mark the high, say if we're looking for shorts, we've marked the high, the first M1 candle breaks, we're then looking for an inversion or a second sweep on the high to then take a position. Okay, if that's if it breaks, we could get a micro and sequential SMT and then a precision swing point, and then we enter. Right, we've got up to 10 minutes past the hour to look for the first micro on the M1. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then what happens is that a new liquidity pool is being formed, and that's a time-based liquidity pool, being the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so that then becomes a new liquidity pool, right? So we then want to figure out what the first M15 candle's done. Has it expanded? Has it ranged? Okay, and then that gives us the profile for the hourly bar, like it would through Asia. If I know that this has done this, then this is expected. Okay, so if the first 15 minute has ranged, then I'm looking for XX15 for the manipulation, or I'm looking at XX45 for the distribution. They're going to be easiest times to trade the 1 hour when the first 15 minute has ranged. You'll get to know when the 15 minute has ranged or whether it's expanded just by like watching the price action. Do you know what I mean? You just got to watch it, and then you'll understand what is range and what is an expansion on the asset, right? Because I know you want to trade gold MT. That's cool. Just you'll get to know what it looks like. But and then we look at if the first 15-minute candle has expanded, then I'm looking for XX30 because I'm expecting accumulation on the XX15. Then I'm expecting a manipulation. Okay, and then it's either going to continue or yeah, either continue or reverse. So that's why you don't want to trade the 45 model there, really. Okay, so you can, but ideally the 30 is going to be the easiest trade, the micro manipulation XX30 when this is expanded. Does that make sense, boys?
Yeah.
Because this is gonna
Yeah.
this is gonna make the methods so much clearer when you're looking at it, because this is how I've built it with the 1 hour, and then it's just evolved into looking at this because there's scenarios when, well, what happens when one asset takes the high, for instance? You know, oh, that's another thing I need to put actually. So what? When one asset takes the opposing 1 hour range high or low, and we're looking for, do you know what that means, right? So say we're looking for longs below this low, but then one asset takes the high, like we had a minute ago. Then I'm looking for, what am I looking for if that scenario happens?
You said we're looking for longs, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm looking for longs in this scenario, right? So I'm looking for price to run the 1 hour low, but price has opened, and one of the assets, the three correlated assets, right, has run the high. What do I want to see then?
I'll say you want to see microcycle on the 15 minutes.
Yeah, I do. But I want to see. I want to wait. In this instance, right, I'm waiting for the 15-minute to form. I want to see a new liquidity. I want to wait for Q1 to form. Q1 is the first 15 minutes of the 1 hour bar. Okay, because we've got an opposing draw of liquidity across the correlated pairs, right? So then I'm waiting for the first 15-minute range to form, and then I'm looking for a micro below that 15-minute. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so I'm going to write it here anyway. Oh, what's going on? Yeah, when one asset takes the opposing 1 hour range high or low, we wait first. We wait for the first quarter, Q1 to form. M15 range. So does that make sense? One asset takes the opposing liquidity. So we're looking for longs in this scenario, right? One asset takes the high, one asset takes the low, okay? So we're a little bit, there's no clean entry for us. So I'm waiting for another time-based liquidity pool to form. So I'm waiting for Q1 to form, yeah? The first 15-minute range. Maybe I should put that as well. First 15-minute range, then use that as our new liquidity pool. Micro, PSP. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Oh, it's clear as mud, right?
Yeah,
Mate, the thing is that now I'm telling you this. I know it seems a lot, but once you start looking at it, and once I start like trading with it, and you're seeing it in real time, you'll be like, oh my fucking god. Do you know what I'm saying? You'll be like, oh, this is what happens.
Yeah. You know,
It's exactly the same as the sessions of the day, the days of the week. It's exactly the same theory.
yeah. I think what you just said, like for this one, this most recent example that you gave, is going to be very very helpful because I've been in situations here where I'm trying to like enter a continuation and one pair takes the high of the candle and I'm just stuck. I'm just stuck. I don't really know how to enter and I'm just late that kind of trade. So this could be very helpful. Just wait for the first quarter to open and look for a micro cycle.
Yeah,
So that
bro, I was where you were, right? When I found, like, no one taught me all this stuff. I just taught myself this from back testing, and then I just come up with things in my head, and I'm like, oh right, okay, so maybe I can actually profile the hourly like within the 15 minute. So I've just then gone, oh yeah, then this works, and then I've built a whole model around it, and I was like, oh fuck, this actually works like this, you know. Profiling the 15 actually works like this within the hour, and then it's like fuck me, right? So yeah, this is exactly why I've had to come up with this, but I've spent hours and hours back testing this to see if it actually works, and it does. Okay, so yeah, for instance, because before I was like you, I was like, well, what the fuck do I do? And then I started. There was just loads of things down throughout this year that have just gone. Oh yeah, that's happened. Oh, that's happened. And then I got onto Zusi, and he started talking about XX15, XX45, and then I was like, okay, well, so what happens if I profile the hourly like that? And then it just all built from that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now when you get in this scenario, you know what to look for. You need a new liquidity pool,
mm-hmm.
and it's
Yeah.
the same for Asia as well, boys. It's the same for Asia. Like so if Q1 has been taken on both sides, yeah, I need another liquidity pool. I need a fresh liquidity pool, right? So what I would say to myself, if this was Asia and 6B ran Asia high and 6E ran Asia low, yeah, I need another liquidity pool to form to be able to take a trade. Do you know what I mean? So say if I'm bullish on the day and I'm looking for longs and 6B is and there's no no weekly cycle, but we've got this opposing daily cycle. All I want to see is just another liquidity pool in direction of the daily profile. So what I normally look for in this scenario would be if I'm trading next to a standard deviation. So if price then pulls into this standard deviation box, I'll use that as my old liquidity pool. Okay, in this scenario. Other than that, I'm staying out of the market because I know price is depegged, and we're just probably more than likely just going to range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh fuck it no. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Makes sense. That makes sense.
Is there anything else you want to go through, boy?
No, not quite. I'll just nothing really.
Sure.
Yeah. I would really appreciate if you talk about that what's it called, that video stuff that I mentioned during the week regarding the intermarkets.
Oh, intermarket.
Yeah, and you said it was a day behind because I watched Dale's video like a couple of months ago when he mentioned the intermarket non-symmetrical price swings. But I just didn't understand. It was when you mentioned that some of them it was a day behind. It was like
Yeah.
I was like surprised to hear that.
Okay, so that's going to be on recording anyway, so I can delete that, right? You can get that back up.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I mean by that, right, is if the daily profile, so this is how this is why I always send into the group what the bonds are doing, right? So if the bonds are bullish, the previous day I'm expecting a bullish outcome on the FX. Okay, and this gives us insight into what's happening as well. So if you can look here, Wednesday was bullish. Okay, I know we've had that manipulation on FX, right? But if I'm looking at it, just gives me an extra confluence because FX market follows the bonds, right? Index market follows the FX market, and I was talking about this recently on Twitter, TikTok, wasn't I? Trying to do some posts because no one actually knows what it means.
Yeah.
And like Day, I don't know. He tried to be a bit like ICT and keep it all cryptic, and he didn't actually give you any fucking models throughout the whole
Yeah.
course. He didn't trade live, yeah, and he didn't give you he just told you a load of stuff, and then that was it. It was just like you would just have to go through it all yourself and pick what you wanted and pick what you. He gave you loads of stuff. Don't get me wrong, and some of it's really good, some of it's horseshit. But then it was just like you need to go through it yourself and sift through it, and then that's obviously what a load of people from the first mentorship have done. There's a geezer called Jacob, GXT.
Yeah, even like it was even to some degree I feel like I know that Jacob is very good here, but I feel like for Jacob's model, I think he uses the intermarket and doesn't really tell a lot of people, like doesn't really tell people about it, like because it's very precise. I've heard of him. He's very, very good. At least I
Yeah,
follow.
so Jacob speculates. He was in the same year as me, in the first mentorship of Day, and he was he does use it intermarket. He does use intermarket, and then this is what I'm saying. No one knows it. No one actually tells you about it. But they didn't. The thing is, right, is they didn't explicitly tell you. He told you. He said, "Oh yeah, this does this, that," and that was it. It was down to you to go back and go through, like I have done, to fucking put all the things together. Because people were using if the FX market puts in a higher high, then I'm looking at the index market. It doesn't work like that. The intermarket doesn't work like that. It has to be the set way. The FX has to follow the bonds. The bonds. Yeah, the FX have to follow the bonds. The index market has to follow the FX market. And when they're correctly pegged, yeah, what will happen is the index market will catch up with the FX market. And when everything is correlating, moving correctly, when you're on the FX market, yeah, FX market will then catch up with the bonds. So what does that mean? You can use this as insight so every day I'm writing down what the bonds do. I already have what the previous day of the FX does. Yeah, so it gives me another confluence when I'm trading. So if the bonds are bullish on the previous day, I'm expecting the FX to put in a bullish day as well. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so exactly the same as if the FX put in a bearish day, I would expect the index to be lagging and then put in a bearish day as well. So if we're arranging, so what I mean by that, right, is if there's we've got a strong bearish day here on Monday, but the index was showing a range daily profile. I would then anticipate towards bearish taking control of the range, and we're breaking lower out of the range because of the FX market, and so the same for bond market. Does that make sense?
I didn't quite get it. I didn't quite get that part.
The last bit, okay.
Yeah.
So we've got. say we're on the first thing I do would be look at the bonds, right? We've got a
Yeah.
clear bullish profile here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Oh, fuck's sake, I'm trying to draw that candle there. I know, shit, man. Fuck me, I'm terrible. Anyway, you can see that big bullish candle, right? That's Friday, right? Price action. All right, it's a shit day as well. But say that was another day. I'm looking at that bar, and then I go to FX, yeah, and we put in a range profile where we've not broke above and below any asset, no change in state of delivery, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at that range, knowing the bonds have been bullish, yeah, I know that FX is going to catch up, so I'm expecting buys over sells. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So
Yes, it does.
So that's the same way I would do it for index as well. So we've got, say if we had a bullish bullish profile, clear bullish profile on the FX, and then I look at the index market and we've got like a range, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
on the day, I would anticipate buys over the sells on a range profile. So I'm using the correlation how the markets follow one another. And if you're trading index as well and you want to trade crypto, it's the same. Crypto market follows the stock market, the index market.
Yeah.
So these are clear correlations. I'm going to write this down as well, so it's in the thing, so you can remember it.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, so bond market's the top, right? But FX follows the bond.
And there was just a question here.
Yeah.
So when you mean the FX follows the bonds, yeah. You know, in the FX market, yeah, there are a lot of pairs like the dollar, the pound, like which is it? Because we can also make the assumptions that let's say, for example, the dollar index or
Yes,
the
of course.
the
So basically, I only trade dollar-backed currency pairs, right?
Mhm.
So the bond market is the U.S. Treasury bond.
Yeah.
Okay, so the T note, the 5-year, and whatever the other one is, right? So we're looking for dollar-backed pairs, aren't we? I only trade EU, so you could use the DXY as well.
Okay.
The only reason why I use 6S is the Swiss dollar, isn't it? Swiss dollar. Okay, the 6B is the closely correlated to 6E, but I'm only looking to trade the dollar basically, if that makes sense. So that's why it goes on. That's why it goes on to 6E, because I'm trading euro dollar, and then the dollar runs the whole market, right? At the moment, until later on in I don't know, 10 or 20 years, the dollar probably won't run the world. At the moment, everything's backed off the dollar, so that's why we follow the bond market. That's why FX follows the bond market, because most of the currency pairs are backed against the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's the same for the stock market, right? Yes, the biggest stock market in the world is the US stock market.
Yeah.
That's that's where the most liquidity is. That's why we look to everything is backed off the dollar at the moment, until Russia make their own bank or Africa make their own bank. At the moment, the dollar runs the world. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, FX follows the bond, index follows the index. Index follows the index. You know, the FX market and crypto. Crypto follows the index. The only thing I'm not sure on empty, because this was never discussed, is the gold. I don't know where gold sits here. Whether it sits in front of the bonds I don't know, and because I don't
So
trade.
gold is typically like inverse of what the Nasdaq or US dollar does, right? So if the Nasdaq is bullish, gold should be bearish. Like
So
that's the normal like correlation. Right?
So you're a day behind the stock market. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, maybe that's true. I don't know. I can't give you a definite. I've traded all three of these, and I know that if these correlations work. I can't give you the exact correlation of gold because I don't trade it. The metals. I could probably ask Felicity. She could definitely help because she trades gold herself and oils and stuff like that, natural gases, energies. But yeah, it's that you just pick up this information by looking at the chart, right? Oh, and when you're studying intermarket relationships,
Yeah.
you get to know what's delayed and what's not. So it won't take you long, MT, to find out what's going on if you start looking at the narrative like that. If you think there's a direct correlation between the stock market and the metals, then just start taking note of the stock market, the index market daily profile, and then it will take you a month to find this out. When the price action is nice, I'm assuming that Q4 is going to be pretty good now, going into Q4 September, right? Because of the VIX is good and the MA is all right as well. So I'm expecting quite good price action. So yeah, this is when you start building that. That's like I said about the session as well on Asia range, MT. You'd have to do this for gold, right? So what if you think there's a correlation between the stock market, go on to pick the indexes, NAS, see what the profile does, and then see what the profile does on gold, all right? And then see what the correlation is. Is it a day behind? Does it lag just slightly? Is it a session behind? You'll get to know this data for yourself.
Yeah. At this point, because I did some additional back testing, but at this point, I'm thinking maybe I just need to focus on these the pairs that are already like known, because it looks like gold has like a mind of its own, and it does a lot of weak. Like, so basically, it looks like it's going already, it's taking off already, and then it just comes back, takes everybody out.
What, this gold?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so I'm really thinking, right? Maybe I just switch to the 6E and 6S, and it's just easy for everybody, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a reason why I don't trade gold. I'm not going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you, right? I can't tell you what to do, but I find it too unpredictable, and I don't like it. That's why I don't trade it. NQ, I like the stock market. That seems to work very well with the 1 hour CRT model because I trade both markets. Even crypto works very well with the 1 hour CRT model. So yeah, you could. I don't know because I don't trade gold just because I just don't like it. I've always fucking been stopped out. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's user error. I'm not doing the right things, but I think there's enough to just trade the FX and the index. For me, like how much RR do you need a week? And then also as well, if you're focusing on too many things, you're gonna miss a lot. Like on Thursday when I miss
exactly.
when I'm on Thursday, I'm looking at NQ. I've got another triad to trade. And because I'm not fucking all with it, I forget to fucking set an alert up, and I miss stuff. So I'm already spread looking at 2 triads. So looking at 3, I've got to keep it contained.
Yeah, I get.
It's all good, boys. You'll get there. And once you master one, then you can start going on to the others, right? And that's what I plan to do a bit more with crypto as well. But I was kind of keeping that to longer term swing positions. So I was with crypto, I'm marking like the year high. I'm waiting for them big swings in the market, and then I'm going to try and trade them on my personal account and hold the position.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if you are not trading like the prop firms with lots of rules, you probably need just like one trade a week, and you have like 5, 6, 7 hours guaranteed, and you're good for the week.
But this
right?
is what I done, MT, right? This is what I done. I fucked off fucked it off, right? Because it was pissing me off, because they would. So basically, because I've got a high RR risk to reward model, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I get, and then they say, oh yeah, but you've got to then get the same RR.
Yeah.
On the next trade or something like that, because there's a 40% consistency rule.
Yeah, and then number of trading days and all of bullshit.
You know, it's this next level. It's just designed for you to fail. That's all it is. They're designed for you to fail. And don't get me wrong, I have just started another funding. I'm going to be honest with you. I have, because I need to build up some more capital now, because it's not quick enough on my personal. My personal was only like £5,000-6,000 at the time, right? When I started it, it's a little bit more now, and it's growing, but it's not enough. I need to I want to, because I'm still having to work sometimes as well. MT, to be quite honest with you, I need to try and shift that now to, I can, do you know what I mean? Change my income to directly from trading. You know, so
yeah.
It's annoying, isn't it? Because I don't want to go to the fundings, but I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, I know, because again, if you make 15% in just one trade, it's a problem, right? Because
it's a stinker, because then
because you need to now trade like all of that. You need to get more. You need to have like 6, 7 days of active trading. It's crazy. Like it's impossible, to be honest.
It is. It's because I've got to have 4 days to look at the identical, and then it's just like, mate, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna try. Right, I'm gonna try. That's it.
Yeah.
I've got to try, because I need to get some more capital behind me. If I could get up to like a couple $100,000 in capital, you know, then I can really start fucking putting more.
Yeah, $100,000 would be great, right?
Do you know what I mean? Then I can start putting more into like teaching, more into just back testing and all this stuff, and I'm not having to work on weekends, and I'm stressed.
Yeah.
It's annoying, but listen, it is what it is. I'm going to try it. I'm doing it live with you, and you're going to see what happens, right? See if I can do it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be probably it's going to be like a bit of tweaking, right? Probably like taking profits too early just to meet up with the consistency rule.
Yeah. This is something I'm looking at as well. Maybe just.
And even probably deliberately failing some stuff because you just want to count the number of trades.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, but
it's not designed. I'm gonna be honest with you, boys. It's not designed for this model, because this model comes. Even if you get 1 or 2 trades a week, they're so high risk to reward. The fact is, you got to then match it, and then you're under. Because I tried this in January, right? I was just like, for fuck's sake. And I kept fucking up because I'm under so much pressure, and then it just fucks my whole trading. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sticking to my rules, where I'm trying to take things just because I need to fill a position to get a payout.
Yeah, but I mean, if you do the instant funding, I know some prop firms, although most of them, like after 2 times, they just lock you out or they don't pay, right? But there are some that promise like 1 trade is enough and all, but again, once you try to withdraw maybe a couple of times, you get banned or you just get some story.
Yeah. So the idea is, right, you got to build your fucking own capital up, and that's what I want to do. So I'm just gonna have to, if I'm gonna have to trade a little bit differently. Now I've got this model. I'm teaching it to you. You know, it's clear in my head. If I have to take some other trades as well, you know, it is what it is, right? I'm just gonna have to fucking do it, get on it, and just to try and secure a bit more money, capital, so I can actually go completely full time, where I'm not having. You know, but yeah, I'll get there. We'll get there 100%.
Yeah.
We just got to keep going.
Yeah.
It's a journey, isn't it, boys?
Yeah, it's a journey. It's a marathon.
It's definitely a marathon. If you want it, you'll get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
100%. Hopefully that's cleared it up. It's good doing these sessions. I'm going to try and do them once a week at least, these backtesting sessions, just so we can run through price action of the week, because this is going to increase for all of us, right? This is how I've improved, and then it holds you to come here as well. You can answer questions, I can ask, do you know what I mean? I can answer and stuff, and we can go from there. It's going to be good for us. So at least once a week I'll try and do I'll do a triad, probably the FX, because take 2 is probably going to be 6 hours. It's too long. I can't do that. You know?
Yeah.
So I'll probably just have to do one triad. Maybe we mix it up next week. We'll do the NQ, and we'll go through that as well next week.
Yeah, sounds good.
But anyway, I'm gonna go get something to eat, boys. I'll post the video into YouTube on the same channel, on the same link you've already got, so we'll go on to that. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, boys. All right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Top
Bye.
man, mate. Take care.